What is up, guys? Welcome to Diggity, a video game podcast, episode number 143. I'm Jeff James. With me, as always, incredible, unobtainable, luscious Brody Fultz. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Swell.
Pretty good. Swell.
Swell.
Ooh,
Yeah, just
swell
tired.
even.
Just tired.
I feel you on that.
Just been busy. I feel like 2020's already just gotten out of hand.
It's out of control already.
And in terms of, just not having time to do stuff, and then there's just tons of stuff going on the weekend. I think it's also the problem I see is that it hasn't been that crazy of a winter, and so I think there's no excuse to not like go out and do things, or like no excuse to like get certain things done that otherwise normally would not be able to get done this time of year.
Yeah.
But we're supposed to get destroyed.
Yeah, we're supposed to start getting snow tomorrow, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, which
like
is weird because Monday was like 50 degrees. And then 2 days later, snow. Lots of it.
Yeah.
Here you go. It doesn't make any sense.
It's whatever. I'm hoping it gets super cold because I think I'm not a scientist, but I think that would help with the coronavirus.
Maybe to an extent, or it could be worse if it's viral
and incubated.
And you get people with snotty noses and run around touching everything. It's a double-edged sword. It could get really hot, like 200 degrees, and that would probably help.
Maybe. Did you know? I found out that last year, totally off topic before we get into video games, but so
for the course.
for those who aren't in Indiana, or I guess Midwest, there's this beetle. There's this bitch ass beetle called the ash borer beetle. And basically what it does, it goes into beautiful ash trees, and then it bores out the center of them and basically dry rots the center of these things and eats the insides of the trees to the point where, the tree gets all dead. Then it falls over on shit, falls over on people's houses, dogs, your loved ones, all that kind of stuff. I guess last year during the polar vortex, I found this out through a colleague. We were 1 degree away from them being wiped out.
Damn.
1 degree away. Just had to get colder by 1 more degree. And they would have been
completely wiped them out.
Huh? Yeah, would have the problem would have been completely gone. In Indiana. Like, so would not have been an issue.
I mean, yeah, no, that would have been all right.
Yeah, that would have been a good problem to have.
Seems like a decent animal to get rid of.
We're not even we're not gonna get like any sort of cold temperatures, like really cold temperatures. I mean, we're just going to stay in the 30s for a long time. That's it. This is it. This is life now. People are going to move here instead of like the Carolinas.
I wouldn't get carried away now.
Hang about that. We're transplanting a beach across the entire side between Indiana and Ohio.
Hey, we have a beach, and it's called Indiana Beach, and it's not really a beach.
Yeah, it's not at all. Guys, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Diggity Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Search for Diggity or Diggity Gaming. Find us there. Tell your friends, family, your aunts, your uncles, your loved ones, whoever you care about in life and want good video game news for. Tell them we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever good podcasts are held. And thank you to those who have spread the word, because that's fantastic. Join our Patreon also. Patreon.com/Diggity Podcast. And with that, my friend, what did you play?
I have been playing a very, very small amount of Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Still kind of whittling away at that. A good, healthy amount of Modern Warfare.
Okay.
A healthy amount. A unhealthy, large amount of Rocket League.
Really? You're back into it, huh?
Yeah, there's an event going on, and I'm trying to finish out the season. And normally I'm long done with the season by now, and I haven't really been playing it all that much, just a few games here and there. And then the last one on my list, I played Ring Fit Adventure. On a whim, I went out and picked up Ring Fit Adventure. I was like, man, I hate cardio or anything like that. So if this is even remotely fun, I'll probably do it. And
Did
I
it
actually did it for the first time yesterday, and it was actually pretty decent. I was pleasantly surprised.
Were you working up a sweat?
I sweat sitting still most of the time, so yes.
Did it did it feel like a Richard Simmons workout? Do you remember Richard Simmons?
Yeah, I
Like,
remember Rich.
everyone's mom would buy, like, the VHS?
Yeah, kinda. My parents had a lot of Richard Simmons, by the way. A lot.
He was fun as hell, man. He'd come on and be like, "We're gonna work it out. We're gonna work this out. You and me, let's do it." And they'd be like on a cruise ship or some crazy shit, or like a
yeah.
white background with like sprinkles on the back and like giant cakes in the back, like just like, yeah, you fat fucking people, work out.
And I was actually surprised. Like it was a pretty good workout, and I didn't put it on anything too crazy because I didn't want to get too crazy at the moment. So I think I put it on moderate, and it was decent. I mean,
what do you
for
do
what
in
you're
it?
doing. So you kind of earn new moves as you go and stuff and they do different amounts of damage to different enemies right off the get-go. There's none of that though. It's pretty simple, just kind of getting you into it. I played through the first world, so I didn't really unlock anything crazy. I think you start unlocking stuff kind of more in the second world where it's like new moves and different things, but there was like a simple squat, kind of like they were calling it like an overhead press, but what it essentially was you raise the ring above your head and squeeze it together the best you can. There was like they were calling it a yoga move. I don't know if it's a real yoga move, but it's essentially kind of staying in a like a quarter squat position and slowly like moving the ring from over your head down in front of you and back over your head type of stuff. But yeah, it's not really anything too crazy right now. A lot of jogging. I did more jogging than I would normally jog ever. I don't get on treadmills. I don't like them. I don't enjoy them. But this was like, oh, you just jogged, 0.63 miles. And it's like, I didn't even notice, and which is good. I mean, that's kind of the purpose, right? So
Is
I
it
enjoyed it.
accurate? Is it accurate in like your movements, or is it glitch out? Like, remember, like
Oh
We
no,
Fit
it's
was
really
kind of
good.
weird.
It's really good at tracking movement.
Oh, okay,
Like
cool.
impressively good. And I was truly shocked by that. But yeah, it works well. My oldest son also did it as well, which he's 8, so it was a little harder for him just because he can't really squeeze the ring together too well.
Sure.
And so he did good though. I mean, he played 2 worlds in a row, so he did it for like 45 minutes because I had to go take a shower and everything. I was like, oh yeah, you need to stop. Sorry. Didn't mean to, but I mean, they gamify it and they make it fun. So it was cool. It's cool. You'll have to try it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Do it, Jeff.
I'll bring over my gym gear.
There you go.
My Ranger shorts.
you got short shorts and a real low cut sleeveless shirt.
Real high cut, man. What are you talking about?
You go high cut. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
all
belly
right.
top it.
Oh well,
I'm rocking
like
Richard Simmons, dude. Yeah, I'm rocking the Richard Simmons outfit, dude.
Hell yeah.
I ripped a little bit of Jackbox this weekend on Switch. Had a blast with that.
You pick it up on Switch?
Sorry, on Xbox. And then I had a blast with tried to have a little bit of a blast with some NHL. Tried to have a little bit of a blast with some Overwatch, got pissed off. I really wish that they would come back with, like, I don't know, maybe like 2 different competitive modes where you don't have to pick a class. The wait time is just absurd. And I get it, like, you can go
You don't have to, do you? Isn't there an option to not do
well, you can pick all of them and just get what you
right
get, but the problem is it still throws you into a class.
The last time I played it, I'm pretty sure there wasn't that restriction. There was a way to actually avoid it. They must have changed it since then, because last I knew that there was basically 2 different ranked modes, but they probably condensed that just so you don't get
well, they have it now too,
split.
where you can, while you're waiting for a game, you can go into like a death match. or like other stuff. Yeah, like another game mode. But I mean, like, it's kind of the problem. Y'all head into this death match for 10 minutes while you're waiting to just be a damage character, and you're trying to build up your, rank score. So I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. I'll be interested to see what they do with Overwatch 2 with it whenever the hell that's going to come out, and see what they can do for updates for it. But I don't know. I feel like it's kind of dying down now.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I agree.
mean, obviously,
I don't hear about it nearly as much as I used to.
Yeah, like obviously, good timing for them coming out with another Overwatch, I guess, game or expansion to the game, whatever the hell it's going to be. But they definitely need to drop a new. They need to drop a new hero.
Yeah,
sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I think that's been kind of a long time coming at this point. They really do need to get on that.
But it's like, are they gonna do it? Or are they just gonna wait till Overwatch 2 because their art style also changes, which is also confusing. I mean, I don't know why
I think that was a bad choice. Yeah, I think that was a really stupid choice personally. But
like, I mean, the cinematics obviously are different from like the actual character in game, but it's like either choose to do the characters like that with more realism to them. Like in this new art style has a little bit more realism than what there is now.
Yeah.
Especially in terms of like facial features and such, but like and more detail. But it's like, I mean, just choose to either do one or just reskin the whole thing. I mean, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, there's I don't know how you can pull off both. It's just too much. It's dumb.
Or don't call it Overwatch 2, call it like Overwatch, blah 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 blah.
Expansion.
Or
there's a novel
or
idea.
Like Fortnite style, right? Where you've got the actual Fortnite like campaign.
Overwatch season 2 type thing.
Yeah, something like that. Cool. All right, you want to hit us with the upcoming games before we jump into news?
Yeah, February 5th, you can get 7th Sector for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. On February 6th, you can get Battlefield 5 Chapter 6 Into the Jungle for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. For Honor Year 4 Season 1 Hope for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Ghosts and DJs is coming to PC. Knights and Bikes is coming to Switch. Throw Anything is coming to PSVR, and Wargroove Double Trouble DLC is coming to PC, Xbox One, and Switch. On February 7th, you can get the Turing Test on Switch, and on February 11th, you can get Metro Exodus Sam Story DLC for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Google Stadia. Look at that. It's still there. Yakuza 5, the Yakuza Remastered Collection for PS4, and the Yakuza Remastered Collection Day 1 Edition on PlayStation 4.
Interesting. Cool. I mean, Knights and Bikes look kind of neat. Ghosts and DJ is kind of cool. Battlefield 5, Chapter 6, I mean, I guess they're still putting stuff out for that. So
still trying. Don't know why, but they're still trying.
Gosh, I really want to see for this next system. I'd love to see a new Battlefield on there, and I'd love to see a modern style or modern take on Battlefield.
Yeah,
like
I'm ready for
just modern. Like current day. I don't even want like future shit. I just want current day.
Yep,
Battlefield would be fantastic.
That's probably something I enjoy the most about Modern Warfare this generation. Like it's what I want. Just give me modern shit.
Yeah. Moving into news, Daemon X Machina is no longer a Switch exclusive. So on February 13th, Daemon X Machina launches globally on PC through Steam. It is available for pre-purchase now with a 20% off discount and special cosmetic DLC for free. So another game coming to Steam. Steam is attracting a lot of people coming, which is great. And they're working on, their store format and different features and bringing them. So that's good. But I still don't think it's on the level of Epic Game Store in terms of their ability to reel in stuff.
Yeah.
So, and that's primarily because it's just so overcrowded with just, I mean, I don't like to say it, but like dumb games.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of shovelware, just stupid stuff in there as well.
Just like crowded crap that just really shouldn't even be on it.
Right.
Cool.
So Ghost is coming back to Modern Warfare. The popular character was announced this week in a tweet because that's the best way to announce anything anymore. The tweet simply contained a skull emoji and a 15-second video that showed off Simon Ghost Riley and what appears to be the map Rust, even, which I'm excited about. I played a lot of games on Rust back in the day. At the end of the video, it says the war rages on February 11th. This date marks the end of season 1, hinting that Ghost may be returning in season 2 as their throw-in character type of thing. Or he just might be a microtransaction. We don't really know. Activision also gave an update on the Outback Relief Pack, which they said players raised over $1.6 million to be donated to Australia, which is fantastic. So first off, the Australia stuff is fantastic. I'm glad that $1.6 million was raised. That's a very helpful amount of money, and hopefully it will be put to good use, which I'm sure it will. And I'm super excited for Ghost to come back. Favorite character from the series. I'm in that group there. I love that character, so I'm really excited to see him back.
Cool. We've got a Warcraft 3 Reforged update for everybody. So you get your standard normal apology stuff, PR style for video games, circa 2018, moving into 2020.
Blizzard's getting really good at it.
Seems to be the thematic approach. There's a patch coming out this week. So there's a bug causing visual issues when playing classic mode. There's been portrait animation problems. There's been audio bugs, and they're implementing UI fixes as well. So if you've had any issues with those, hopefully look forward to the patch that's coming out this week, and hopefully it solves that or those issues for you. Other concerns they're working on, online features like leaderboards and clans, which affect all Warcraft 3 players, not just those who purchased Reforged. And switching to a similar MMR system as StarCraft Remastered, and things that they evidently said they're not concerned with at the moment, which was tournaments and Reign of Chaos will also not return. So, I mean, Cole's notes on everything. Basically, there's bugs. They're going to try and fix some of the bugs. Some shit's not returning. They're going to change over their MMR system. And there's things not working, like leaderboards that are really important to people in an MMO.
From what I understood, a lot of the main issues were that this Warcraft 3 Reforged pretty much caused some major issues for Warcraft 3 players, just the original Warcraft, even for people who didn't purchase Reforged. And so that's the major issue. And I think to an extent that has either been somewhat addressed or fully addressed. I'm not entirely positive at this point. But yeah, I think there might have been a slight knee-jerk reaction when this came out where people were probably a little bit more pissed off than they needed to be. And then it definitely did get review bombed to an excessive amount. But it's also not okay to release a broken game like this, and they definitely need to fix this. And hopefully this first patch will at least make everything nice and playable, and maybe momentarily calm the crowd. And then some of the other stuff like online features, which people really care about, hopefully that'll be all right. That will make a return as well. So Dan Houser is leaving Rockstar Games, which is a sentence I didn't think I would be saying anytime soon. So the official announcement from Take-Two Interactive Software says, after an extended break beginning in spring of 2019, Dan Houser, Vice President Creative at Rockstar Games, will be leaving the company. Dan Houser's last day will be March 11th, 2020. We are extremely grateful for his contributions. Rockstar Games has built some of the most critically acclaimed and commercially successful games worlds and a global community of passionate fans and an incredibly talented team, which remains focused on current and future projects. So if you don't know, Dan Houser is one of the founders of Rockstar Games, has been involved in writing pretty much every Rockstar game to date. Really, this is a pretty big deal. I don't think that Rockstar is going to be in bad hands by any means, but this is still a big deal. And Dan Houser has been extremely involved in this company, and it might be a little weird after he leaves. So,
I don't know. Hopefully he makes his own shit and
Yeah.
it comes out well for him. I mean,
yeah, it doesn't really say, what he's planning to do. Him and his brother, is it Dan and what's his brother's name? The other Hauser brother.
I'll look it up.
Okay. Regardless, the Hauser brothers pretty much started Rockstar. But they're
Sam.
all Sam. Okay. They're also notorious for pretty much staying out of the limelight. They really don't tend to draw much attention to themselves, and they kind of they're not big on being involved in media or social media to an extent, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to hear a
I
whole
mean,
lot more about this.
I mean, also the dude spent a lot of time in video games. He might
Oh
have
yeah,
fucking had enough. I mean,
I'm sure he has plenty of money
shit,
and
dude.
can retire and do whatever he wants. I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine and just taking a break. I I follow Cliffy B on Twitter. And I follow his tweets a lot of times. A lot of times he just tweets funny shit. But sometimes he tweets it's pretty serious things. And a lot of people like constantly ask him, like when's he coming back and like when's he gonna do this? And after Boss Key had its failure, which he's actually writing like a memoir right now, which I think I'm gonna pick it up when it comes out for sure and just listen to his from successes. He even talks about his failures with like Boss Key. But he just talks about how like he had so many years in the industry and he had these pinnacle games like Gears obviously and Jazz Jackrabbit, and I mean essentially helped start up Epic Games.
Right.
And his his big complaint is basically, like he stepped away from games and he stepped away to take a look at other things, and he spent like 25 years I think in games or something crazy like that. And it's like guy just wants a break, and he's like it feels like he was like the one hit wonder, and everyone's asking him to, or like he's like a sitcom character and everyone's asking him to repeat that one line over and over again.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
kind of what his Twitter had listed. And I think, I don't know, I think video games, I mean, I've got some friends that I know that are still in games, unlike myself, and like some of them have left after putting in 10 15 years. It's not sustainable for a
No.
decent life, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, I'm sure Dan and Sam Hauser dealt with a lot of crazy shit in the early days, and now that they have they're able to take a seat back with the money and the ability to go do their own things and pursue their own wants. But I just think that I guess the timeline or lifetime of a video game or an individual in the video game industry, whether it be on the business side or the development side, I think is less and less each year. Like you just can't do it. It's just, you just get burnt out, dude.
Oh yeah. I don't doubt
It's
that at all.
it's just nuts. All right, moving on. NVIDIA's GeForce Now has officially left beta, so North America and Europe can now sign up for the streaming service for $5 a month. Don't know what the equivalent's going to be for Europe, but whatever. This service is a direct competitor to Stadia, but GeForce Now allows you to play games from Steam, the Epic Game Store, Battle.net, and Uplay, rather than being restricted to just the games available on Steam.
Stadia, sorry.
And my apologies. Now, GeForce Now also allows you to sync up cloud saves from the games you have already been playing. To use the service, you'll need a 15 megabyte per second connection or better. I would definitely recommend getting something better than that. 30 megabytes per second for 1080p streaming and 50 megabytes per second for what NVIDIA claims is the best experience, which I would assume would be like a 2K or a imposed 4K. That's not true 4K. But yeah, also correction on that. Also on games available on Stadia as well. Correct, right? Is part of this? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Which
I mean,
most of the games on Stadia are available through Steam or wherever anyway.
Right,
so yeah. I mean, if you have access to Steam, you have access to Stadia. 95% of what comes out anyway. So you should be okay.
Yeah. The I mean, this is Stream Wars, dude. Welcome. Consolidation of platforms into one platform, into licensing agreements, into hopefully having enough revenue to then get first party material and exclusives on your network. I mean, that's pretty much what I see here.
This is kind of genius in a way too, because this has been in beta for a long time. And they could have released it at any point. It's run pretty well for a while now. And so for NVIDIA to just kind of sit back and just wait for Stadia to fall on its face and then be like, hey, here it is. This works better and it's half the price. And you have access to any game you could ever want to play pretty much.
Started in 2015.
So good luck.
Started in 2015.
I was going to say, it's been years that this has kind of been around. So this is genius. I really, really like the idea of this service. I need to check it out and kind of mess with it. This idea of a streaming service isn't particularly attractive to me, but it does make a lot of sense for a lot of different people. And I still will probably at least try this out and maybe play it for a few months and see what I get. And why not?
Yeah, no, sure. Cool.
So Platinum 4. So Platinum Games has made a pretty cryptic tweet that said nothing other than #Platinum4 and had a link to a really, really bare website. Not a whole lot going on there. Not that it's an ugly website. It's just purposely designed that way. So on Monday, the site 4.platinumgames.com opened up and revealed 4 main announcements that the company is going to be making very soon. Which as of now, we only know of one of the announcements, and the other 3 are blank and just say coming soon. So the first announcement is the reveal of a Kickstarter campaign to remaster The Wonderful 101. So The Wonderful 101 was a game that originally launched for the Wii U and really did not do that well for Platinum. I mean, I think it sold like 50,000 units. It was I mean, not great.
But it was beloved.
Yeah, it really developed like a cult following of sorts, and people loved it, but it just didn't sell well at the time. Granted, it was on a Wii U, so that's part of it. The Kickstarter has absolutely blown the $50,010 goal out of the water and actually is quickly approaching 1 million.
It's past that point now.
Yeah, it's
1.2 million right now.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I should have checked it right before the show. It was growing rapidly the other day. It was impressive. It actually hit the 50,000 goal within 20 minutes of this going up, which is crazy.
I'm watching it right now, and it just continues to rise.
It just keeps going
on Kickstarter. It's crazy.
So the stretch goals for this campaign include 50,000 to do a Switch version, 250,000 for a Steam version, 500,000 for a PlayStation 4 version. No love for Xbox. 1 million for a time attack mode, and 1.5 million for Luca's First Mission, which is a brand new 2D side-scrolling adventure. The Kickstarter page shows 2 different delivery dates right now, one being April 2020 and the other being November 2020. I don't know when exactly the game, what they've been working on it for a while now, supposedly. I don't know when the game is actually, I know, when the game is
That's
actually
kind of weird.
Yeah. We'll get there.
So maybe we'll get there.
So I don't know if this is more due to if the game's going to release in April and some of the bonus like rewards and stuff might be coming later in November. Not real sure. They weren't exactly super clear on that. But this will actually be the very first game that Platinum has self-published. Hence why they wanted to go the Kickstarter route, because
good for them.
In the past, they've had funding from elsewhere, and this one they want to put out themselves, which I think is awesome. And when you hear Platinum, especially if you're pretty involved in video games, you would never really, unless you actually think about it for a little bit, but you would never really think that they've always had another publisher. Yeah, I mean, they seem like that larger than life company to an extent, and so this is cool. I'm happy for them, and clearly there's a lot of one for this game. I mean, to hit 1 million in 24 hours. Yeah, and there's still 30 days to go, which is crazy. Oh, good stuff, man. I'm excited. I had never even heard of this game because, like I said, Wii U was so far off my radar. I had no clue. So I'm gonna try it out. It's kind of got a unique style, and it looks like a superhero esque game. I'm down. I'll try it.
Yeah, sweet. I'm stoked. I mean, I'm assuming the November stuff is, like you said, the DLC, or maybe they'll hold it and wait.
Yeah.
Just granted that they'll be able to do everything now and just, upload it. Cool. Able gamers have found made a way to control a Xbox through a wheelchair, which is pretty cool. So the Freedom Wing adapter connects players' power wheelchairs controls to act as an input, allowing players that might not otherwise be able to play games and give them a new avenue into the hobby. Chief Operating Officer of Able Gamers, Steve Spahn, says, "It's really just miraculous that this device can take my own personal wheelchair, the joystick that I use to drive it every day, to do my own personal living and my own personal life, and now through the power of magic and unicorns and whatever else we use to make adapters, is what I can control Rocket League with." Able Gamers teamed up with app makers to create this new tech, and will also publish instructions so people can do it themselves, which will only roughly cost around $30 for parts and require some basic soldering skills. GRA V Robotics will also be helping in producing these devices for those in need. Able Gamers, awesome.
They're fantastic. Yeah, absolutely.
Super cool organization. And this is great. I mean, more people that can play games and be part of the community and more importantly, play with the community. I'm all for it.
Yeah, and some of the stuff they come up with is just incredible. I mean, they really do a lot of really awesome stuff.
Cool.
So it's good to see. What's not good to see, Fire Emblem Heroes is showing off a new subscription service.
Hey,
we don't cover a whole lot of mobile game stuff here, but this one was special.
Alarming.
As I've said multiple times, I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan. Not a fan of this at all.
Not this huge.
So Fire Emblem Heroes Pass will cost $9.49 a month. And here's what's included. Resplendent Heroes. So special versions of heroes that have new visuals and voices, and a +2 boost to all of their stats, which is very pay to win. You will get 2 heroes a month, typically on the 10th and the 25th of each month. The first 2 will be Lynn and Cordelia. Players can purchase the heroes after the normal distribution period, but you must still have a subscription to the Fire Emblem Heroes Pass. Special Fire Emblem Heroes Pass quests that will be available twice a month and offer valuable items like orbs and heroic grails, which orbs are what you use to spawn new heroes.
Hey.
So that's not great either. Expanded summoner support. Form summoner support bonds with up to 3 heroes instead of just 1. React. Return to the start of your previous turn. If your heroes have yet to act on your current turn, can be used as many times as you want in each battle, and it can't be used in the Coliseum or Aether raids. And auto start, automatically repeat a map until your stamina runs out, which obviously makes grinding easier. This is pretty shitty. Not a fan of this at all. Extremely pay to win with the +2 boosts to your stats and things like that, making it to where you can earn orbs in ways other people can't, which I get it. You're paying money per month, but it also seems like
they would have done this. They're making so much money anyway.
I know. This is the highest grossing game they have.
Maybe
by
like $2.
Long shot.
Maybe $2 a month.
Even $5 sounds way better than $10 for this. This is $9.49
pisses me off, just that number.
Yeah, right.
Don't get it.
Conversion rate, man. It's got to be the conversion rate from different currencies and all that. But I think first off, $10 seems extremely steep for this, for no more than what it actually offers. And at the same time, in a game that already uses a gacha system, this just seems ridiculous.
Well, watch us report next week that they have 20,000 subscription members on this.
Oh, I'm sure it's gonna be stupid. I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous.
I've never spent a dime in this game, and I've played it for handful of years now since it came out. But I can totally see how people have spent ridiculous money in this game for it to make. Oh, I don't even remember what the metrics were. I'm not even gonna throw it out there, but
billions,
lots of money.
Yeah, well, probably keep making more money because people won't stop. The mystery port on the back of the Xbox Series X prototype leak that we had discussed a couple weeks ago now, crazy, has somewhat been answered. So according to a new report, the mystery port, once believed to be a port for devs for diagnostics, could actually be used for expandable storage down the road. Now, this is just a report. This is not confirmed by Microsoft. So up to this point, we're going to call this one a rumor, but possibly a pretty
accurate
rumor. Yeah. This type of storage format and slot can be referenced to the Type B CF Express card format. So CF Express cards are currently a very expensive storage format. Typical models offering 512 gigs can cost an upwards of $600 in some cases for this storage method.
Hell no.
Yeah. The report also states that the port could possibly be dropped altogether when the retail unit launches. My own personal opinion on this, before I get into a couple more points, is that it could have actually been used like those the CF Express cards perhaps were actually loaded with games in lieu of using the discs or pushing right directly to the console. Perhaps it was a way to
or a hard drive that you could leave at a medieval times.
Yeah. No, perhaps it's like, I don't know, maybe it's like, you can expand the storage for developing on the actual game itself or deploying the game.
Do you know what so what's the benefit of these CFE or Express cards? What's the benefit of this versus something else that
be read and write speeds? So your USB 3 or USB-C, exceptionally
solid state.
Higher,
it's your tier. Okay, I was just curious as to why a half terabyte is essentially $600.
I think the big thing too is that it would be, I mean, the read and write speeds, but also I know it has.
I don't know if there was more like encryption and protection to an extent, or
it's more like I think it can parse data too. So like if there's like say you put say you have a physical version of the next Halo. Okay, and the physical version could be the disk could be installed onto the local hard drive, and then actually the updates could be on the CFE Express card. And basically what could happen is it could still pull the data from the CF Express card and push it into the actual thing within the local storage, and there's no latency. So like you don't have to make sure that all of Halo is on one drive. You know what I mean? But anyways, Microsoft could be taking a gamble, hoping for this expensive storage format to come down in cost over time. My own personal opinion, judging the track record of Microsoft adapting new technologies such as HD DVD, least we forget, in the past, in the hopes that they become the standard and cost effective over time because they have a shareholder or stake in them. I wouldn't be too surprised if this is ditched. If not, we're probably just going to see the extinction of this storage format. Here's the thing. People don't even fucking want physical storage. Physical storage is a fucking mess. If you don't touch something and it's physically stored on something and there's no current running through said thing for X amount of years, it goes dead. Everything goes corrupt. It's useless.
Right.
The cloud is the way to go. Microsoft is a cloud solutions company. At the end of the day, with Azure and all of its other shit, I mean, all you got to do is basically say, at this point, I don't even know why Microsoft doesn't sell cloud storage for Xboxes right now, where like similar to like a Google Drive or Google Photos or even iCloud, where it's like, hey, $3 a month and your 500 gig Xbox One S turns into a 5 terabyte cloud storage monster.
I would absolutely do that. Like right now,
for sure.
Hell yeah.
And your data would be completely backed up in the cloud. It gets replicated on numerous servers. Pulling your information for that cloud data would be super quick and super easy because it would use your closest server area on the Azure network. I mean, I think personally from this report, I think it's a method currently right now used for developing titles, testing titles, and diagnostics of titles within a enclosed storage device that allows them to keep it within that environment rather than deploy right through the box itself.
That's
software.
About where I'm at as well. I think this is essentially a port that's in there only for devs, but I don't think it was necessarily for diagnostics. I think it was very much for this and a easy way for them to, upload games and try out games and different things and try out the software and get familiar with it, or the hardware. Sorry.
Right.
But yeah, I cannot see. I had never even heard of these before, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I cannot actually see this being something where it makes sense for them to install in this console going forward. It just at that price point, absolutely not. How many people are you actually going to have that will use it?
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree with you on that, dude. Totally. I don't know what happened, but I've completely lost my ability for people to see me.
I was curious about that.
But it is the end of the show, so it kind of works out a bit. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna have to check some stuff out.
You went completely still on my screen. I was like, Jeff's dead. I'm not sure. I think he's dead. I'm looking over at the YouTube video trying to figure out what's going on.
That's all right. We'll just wrap it up.
Fine.
Guys, don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Diggity Podcast. If you could also follow us on our Patreon and become Patreon members, go to patreon.com/Diggity Podcast. Become a patron over there. Check out our tiers. See how to get or to be part of our private Discord chat and get access to exclusive content as well. Also, leave us a review. It helps us out a ton, whether it's a comment on our YouTube videos or a review on a Spotify page, iTunes page, or whatever. It is really important, and it's kind of what gets us exposure in those on those platforms is the engagement from those. So thank you to those who have left reviews. And the other caveat to the reviews is if you don't like something about it, you can let us know about it. Hey, that means we can make our podcast and our content even better. You can find me on Xbox One. My gamer tag is Maple Jeff.
And mine is Luscious Brody. And you can also find me on PlayStation at Wolverine's cousin.
Also incredibly difficult to do a podcast and closing statements with no show notes when your monitors just randomly turn off, and I think my display adapter is completely failed on my PC.
Oh, I didn't know
which is fantastic.
I didn't know you had show notes either.
It's an absolute black screen in front of me right now. I'm looking at two monitors that are just completely blank. My webcam light's still on. I am in the dark, folks. Boy, oh boy.
Perfect.
I still nailed it. I mean, good God, I got it done. So whatever.
You did a damn good job.
Anyways, guys, we will see you for the Friday show. Hopefully my computer works and I'll get out of this black hole that I'm in right now. So until next time, guys, see ya.